Okay, so what is the executor's role in regards to the sale of a property in an estate, right? My name is Khaled with Probate Property Playbook. What I do is help families with all of the non-legal tasks associated with probate, as well as get the most money for their inherited home. Now, in this video, again, I'll be talking about what is the executor's role in the property sale. Now, the executors have dozens of things that they have to do, and what an executor is somebody who's in charge of a loved one's estate who has passed, right? So when I work with an executive, there's a few things, there's about five things that I see that their responsibilities that they are responsible for in regards to selling a home, because I usually work with them in that capacity as a real estate professional. The number one thing is for them to communicate with the beneficiaries in regards to what they're handling in an estate, which means a lot. It's your fiduciary responsibility, but it is also in your best interest not only to do best by the estate, like do your best and not kind of neglect your responsibilities, but also let the beneficiaries know what's going on with the estate, what you're doing to move the process along. And that's in regards to the selling of the property if you are selling it, but in regards to anything that is noteworthy in regards to the estate. Number two is getting an appraisal done after the letters are issued from your local courthouse. Now, this is very important because part of you having an accurate accounting of the assets in the estate is you making sure that you are understanding the value of all of the things in the estate, including personal property, real property, stocks, bonds, things of that nature. So, in regards to your executive responsibilities, um, with the sale of your property, it is in your best interest to get an appraisal done, right? Now, certain people, certain states, certain counties, you're gonna get a BPO, which is a broker price opinion, which is something I can do. That could be something that you go down to kind of get the true valuation of the property you recently inherited. You can also get an appraisal, which is what I usually do. I usually tell people to get an appraisal just so they can get the true value of the property and then in turn know overall what the true value of is the true value of the assets in the estate, right? Hope you guys are following and I'm not talking too fast. Number three is acting in the best interest of the estate. So the best interest of the estate, that's something that is up to the executor, and it usually has a lot to do with the selling or not selling of a property because you have a fiduciary responsibility, which is a legal responsibility to do best by the estate, right? So if, for example, if you feel like it's not best to sell a home, but then you guys don't have money to pay off the debts in the estate, or all the other beneficiaries want you to sell a home, and you guys kind of come to a general uh, agreement that the sale of the home is the best for everybody financially, just like in regards to you guys' legacy, and you're like, no, we shouldn't do that. It's probably something that you should take into consideration and kind of have like an itemized list, maybe some pros and cons in regards to selling the home, right? Now, number four is to check the real estate that you have recently inherited or recently been put in charge of for liens. Now, you want to check for any type of encumbrances, whether that be a tax lien, a mechanical lien, like as in somebody did some work on the house and they said they weren't paid, whether they were paid or not, and then that puts a mechanical lien on the property. But you just want to make sure that all the taxes are up to date, mortgage payments, any liens associated with the property. So that's something that you want to look into when you are the executor. And again, these are all the responsibilities. These are not all the responsibilities that you will face or have to maybe handle as an executor, but these are some of the most common responsibilities that I have seen with people who are selling the home or handling the real estate portion of an estate, right? Number five is for you to distribute the assets, right, according to the will, right? Now, this one is pretty straightforward, but I see there's been sometimes people like kind of feel some type of way about the beneficiaries, or they may not have the best relationship. But again, I keep saying fiduciary responsibility because it's very important for people to understand what they are in charge of, not only in regards to handling an estate, but what they are in charge of in regards to their property sales. So it is laid out in the will for a reason, for you to follow the will and just basically do best by what the will is stating, right? And then of course your attorney can help you out with that. I'm not a legal professional, but I thought that was very important to put in there, because as the head of an estate, a lot of times like you're just kind of like the messenger slash, like, it's a very selfless job. It's a job that you could get paid for, which I spoke about in another video. Taking your executor fee. It's a job that is a very selfless job, and you have to handle a bunch of different things. You're just kind of like the person who is in charge, but you get paid last. Or sometimes you get paid last, and it's all about you just handling your loved one's last wishes. So you guys got any value from this video, or you recently became an executor or administrator in an estate and you're thinking about selling, contact me below, or you can send me a quick text 973-352-7792, and send me a text there. Let me know where you're located. Let's set this time up to talk so I can understand your situation a little better. Thank you guys for tapping in.